Welcome back to Trivia Cast. I'm your host Nikhil, and today I'm joined by a very special guest. We have one of my favorite content creators, DABLOON. So how's it going, DABLOON?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. So you're actually a content creator for Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Yes, that is mainly mainly that's all I ever play, really.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and some people might only know Bloons from that dart throwing game that they used to play like in the computer lab at school. So could you explain a little bit about how the game has evolved and what the game's about?
It's funny you say that because that's actually how I started playing. I would just play at school. Back, what was it, 2007? Yeah, the game came out and I would just play it on my off time in school. And then over the years, I saw that they released more and more and more. And now they're up to 6 of them with battles games where you can compete against each other. And it's just, there's such a Bloons community. It's insane. There's so many games.
Yeah, it's a huge community, and you wouldn't expect it. You might see the game and think, oh, this is for kids, but there's actually a lot of strategy involved too.
Yes, definitely. And so since I started younger, I feel like I don't care how old I am, I could play this until forever, even though I'm a little bit older in the community. But it's just a fun game with strategy, and it's something to relax with, is what I like to think too. I can sit down at the end of the day and just play it for hours and not worry about anything. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like more low stress, I would say, than a lot of other kind of shooter games or other popular games.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool. Well, for Trivia Cast, we usually have 3 different rounds of trivia per episode. So today I've got 2 rounds themed for Bloons, and the third will be themed for St. Patrick's Day. So our first round is called Trivia, but You're the Bloon, which is kind of playing off Bloons, but You're the Bloon. Then we've got the holiday round, St. Patrick's Day, for round number 2. And our third one will be Bloons History. So are you all ready to go?
I'm definitely ready. Hope I don't let you down.
No, you will not. All right, let's jump into round number 1, Trivia, but You're the Bloon. So our first question, the developer of the Bloons franchise, Ninja Kiwi, is based in what country?
Ooh, they got, so they're in New Zealand and in Scotland.
Yeah, so New Zealand, I think, is where they actually started. And Kiwi is kind of a New Zealand word. That's kind of what New Zealanders call themselves, Kiwis. So that's kind of where that came from.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. For number 2, who are the least expensive and the most expensive heroes in Bloons Tower Defense 6?
Ooh, least expensive, have to be my boy Quincy because he always misses.
He does miss a lot.
Most expensive, I guess would say Churchill because that tank can't be cheap.
No, that's not cheap. Yeah, that's both of them are correct. Quincy is kind of the starting hero for newer players, and he's also the cheapest one. And then Churchill, you usually can't buy him until much later in the game than you would for other heroes. So yeah, nice job. For number 3, we've got which Bloons Tower Defense 6 map features an old rusty balloon chipper tower?
Ooh, that's gonna be one of the more recent ones, Scrapyard.
Yeah, correct. For those who don't know, Balloon Chipper is one of the towers from the older games that they ended up cutting out in Bloons Tower Defense 6, but they gave it a little bit throwback and put an image of it in that map.
And everyone thought, myself included, thought that was like a precursor that they might bring it back, but developers have said multiple times that they have no plans to ever bring that tower back.
Yeah, I remember using it in Bloons Tower Defense 5, and it could just suck up a ZOMG, no problem. It was kind of OP.
It was. You put a few of those down, you'll never lose.
You'll never lose. Cool. For number 4, when you open Bloons Tower Defense 6, what is the subtitle written above the green star button?
Oh, wow. There's something there. Is this a trick question?
There is. No, there's not. I didn't know this either until I opened the game and I saw it there, and I was like, wow, has that always been there?
Well, I know Ninja Kiwi has that saying, more awesomer or something like that. Is something close to that or no?
No, it's actually an epic adventure of monkeys versus balloons is what's written there.
No, you're messing with me.
No, you got to open the game after this and double check, but I'm telling you, that's...
You're talking with all the characters are on the screen and the start buttons there?
Exactly, yeah. Right above the start button, it says an epic adventure of monkeys versus balloons.
Oh, that's funny. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that was a surprise for me, and I was like, oh, I guess that's been there all these years I've been playing, and I never read it. I just hit that start button immediately.
That's funny.
All right, for number 5, in Bloons Tower Defense 6, what is the only activated ability that does not come from a middle path upgrade?
Oh, you got these brain busters. Okay, so you're talking like, it's not a middle path, but it's an ability.
It's an ability you can use, yeah.
Oh man, give me a second here. I want to say like Super Monkey because the bottom path Super Monkey.
Yeah, there you go. The Dark Shift ability on the Dark Knight. So that one actually lets you kind of teleport your tower around the map, which is unique for that guy. So that's kind of cool. And then there was also I wanted to give a special shout out to the Dartling gun. There's that kind of red eject button ability that it gets when you lock it in place, and then you can hit that button to put it back on your cursor or your mouse.
Oh,
so that one's kind of counts, but I decided just to go with the dark shift.
okay, yeah. That one's only with monkey knowledge too.
Exactly, yeah. You need the monkey knowledge on that one. Cool. And then our last question for round number 1: what does BAD stand for the BAD?
Oh wow. Behemoth Airship of Doom.
Oh, you're so close. It's Big Airship of Doom, but that was so close.
Someone has Behemoth in their name, right?
I think so. Oh, it's the BFB. I think is the Behemoth Flying something. I forgot what BFB stands for, but I think it does have it in there.
Oh man, yeah, those always get me. I still don't even know. I think Moab's like mother. Yeah, I don't know.
Mother of all balloons, I think, is what Moab is.
Okay. Yeah, those always get me.
Yeah, I remember I didn't know BAD, so I was like, oh, I have to look what that one is and put that in here. But yeah, that was pretty close. All right, cool. So that's going to conclude round number 1, and we can go ahead and hop over into round number 2. So for round number 2, we're looking at St. Patrick's Day, which is, the main holiday coming up this week. So this will be a couple questions for St. Patrick's Day, and then also just a couple of questions around the color green or people named Patrick, just kind of getting a little creative with it.
Okay.
All right, cool. So for number 1, in a 1960 Dr. Seuss book, what green-colored food does Sam I Am present alongside ham?
green eggs.
Hey, there you go. Green eggs and ham. Did you ever do that in school where you would have the green eggs?
No, it never had. We had the green milk.
Oh, the green milk. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun on St. Patrick's Day in school, having the green colored food.
Oh, green eggs. How are those? Are they pretty good?
Taste kind of like regular eggs with some food coloring in them,
I bet. I wouldn't eat them here or there, that's for sure.
Yeah, not here or there. All right, cool. For number 2, according to Irish lore, what animal did St. Patrick drive out of Ireland?
Drive out of Ireland?
Yeah, so this is an animal that's not found in Ireland, and then the myth goes, oh, it's because St. Patrick drove them all out.
Okay, so they'd be a nuisance. Oh man, I'm gonna take a guess here.
I can give you a hint here.
Okay.
It's a reptile.
A reptile. Okay, so snakes.
Yeah, snakes. So I guess there's no snakes in Ireland, so that's how kind of the story goes that St. Patrick drove out all the snakes.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, nobody wants snakes around there.
No, you definitely don't. I guess it's kind of because it's an island. It's probably hard for any snakes to get to it if they weren't already there as well.
You'd think, but Australia is like #1 dead zone for snakes.
Yeah, I guess everything was already there when it split off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. For number 3, what Midwest U.S. city dyes its river green every year to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Midwest city?
Yeah, this is a Midwest city that dyes its river green.
Really? Okay. I'd want to say, is there any way you could give a state?
I could give you, so it's Midwest. It's kind of in the north part of the country, like towards the top.
Okay. I'm thinking towards the top. Would it be, I have no idea. Would it be like Nebraska or Montana?
Close. It's in Illinois.
Oh, so Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was reading about that. It actually started in the 50s, and they were using some dangerous chemicals back then. But then after a couple of years, they got it switched over to something more safe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they used so much the first time that it was green for like an entire week because they had never done it before. So they poured way too much chemical in.
Oh my! Is it a part of like a bigger party or like for St. Patrick's Day? But is it part of like a parade or a celebration or just...
Yeah, so they have a parade around the area, and they keep the river. Now they just do it for one day. They keep the river green all day for it. So it sounds kind of fun. If anyone's in the Chicago area, it sounds like you guys have a fun.
Sounds like it gets wild
there. Yeah, I bet. All right, for number 4, what Star Trek character was portrayed by Sir Patrick Stewart?
Oh, he's the main guy. But
He's the main guy. Yeah.
Let me think of the name. It's Captain Picard.
Yeah, there you go, Captain Picard. Nice. Are you a Star Trek fan?
More Star Wars, I guess. But I just remember that Paramount had that new show out that was called Picard. So.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, same for me. I'm not huge on Star Trek, but I was like, who's a famous Patrick that I could use for a St. Patrick's Day question? I was like, oh, Patrick Stewart.
There you go. I just think of him as Professor X.
Yeah, that's his other kind of cool role from X-Men there. All right, and for number 5, according to legend, what did the shamrock or the 3-leaf clover represent for St. Patrick?
what we think of it as kids is luck, right? Is that the right answer?
So think about the fact that he's a saint. So this is kind of like what he used when he's preaching and things like that.
So his blessing?
This one's a bit trickier. Yeah, I pulled deeper for this one. So it's actually the Holy Trinity is kind of the 3 leaves on the clover.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit are kind of the 3 things that he used in his teachings as the 3-leaf clover. So that's why it became a symbol.
Oh, okay. So then how did it turn to luck?
I guess just over the years, probably people kind of pull it away from the religious background for St. Patrick's Day and found a new meaning for it.
Okay. That's different.
Yeah, so that was kind of a cool one I learned there. Yeah, nice job. I think you got 4 of those right.
Out of how many?
Out of 5 for St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we can go ahead and move over to our final round for the day. So our final round is going to be Bloons History. So for this round, we're going to be looking at some of the older games and some of the changes that they made along the way. So how many Bloons games have you been playing? You said you started way back, right?
I started way back, but then I had my way years, I guess. So I missed a lot of 3 and 4, I think it was.
Okay. So yeah, I think I've got 1 or 2 from those games. So we'll see how you do on those.
Okay.
For our first question, what towers were added to Bloons Tower Defense 6 that were not in Bloons Tower Defense 5?
That would be the Alchemist and the Druid.
Correct. Yeah, those are the 2.
I think they added the Dartling and the Engineer later.
Right. Yeah.
And then they actually took the Wizard used to have the electricity and the wind power in BTD5, and then they moved it over to that Druid and made its own character, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And then they kind of reinvented the Wizard for Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool. For number 2, in Bloons Tower Defense 3 and 4, there are 3 road items that you could purchase for a one-time use on the track. Can you name the 3 road items?
It'd have to be the spikes, the glue, and the pineapple.
Yep, spikes, glue, and pineapple. And all 3 of those kind of got turned into towers at this point.
That's true, huh? We got there's a skin for the spike factory to give it pineapples, the plane drops pineapples, and then we got spikes and the glue gunner, yeah.
And then I guess Geraldo too has his glue and his spikes that he can throw down now too.
Oh yeah, he has it all.
Yeah, he's basically the road spike guy now, yeah.
There you go.
All right, cool. So for number 3, what fooled tower in Bloons Tower Defense 3 did Ninja Kiwi turn into just an upgrade in Bloons Tower Defense 4?
Ooh, so there was a full tower in BTD3 that they turned to.
Yeah, that they turned into just an upgrade of another tower. And this was the first time they did this.
Really? Oh, now you got me thinking here. So it was its own tower and then they got rid of it?
Yeah, it was a whole tower you could purchase in Bloons Tower Defense 3, and then it was gone in Bloons Tower Defense 4, but it was part of an upgrade.
Do we have it currently?
It's still an upgrade for that same tower, yeah.
No joke. Okay, let me think on this one. I'm gonna say, is it something to do with the super monkey?
No, not the super monkey.
Ooh, no, you got me. I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. It has to do with one of the primary kind of beginner towers in Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Boomerang?
No, so it's actually the Spikapult. Do you remember the Spikapult?
Yes.
He was his own tower. So now he's just part of the Dart Monkey.
Oh, it was his own thing back then.
Yeah, you could just buy the Spikapult as a separate tower back in Bloons Tower Defense 3.
Okay, I had no idea. That's crazy. Was it any good?
I think he was pretty good. I don't know if he had the wall bouncing mechanic back then. So he might not have been quite as good, but he's always been good at going down straight lines, crushing a lot of balloons at once.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Question number 4. What are the original 5 towers released in Bloons Tower Defense 1?
Ooh, we got the Dart Monkey, we got the Tack, we got the... Not an ice monkey, it was like an ice orb.
Yeah, he wasn't a monkey at that point.
Yeah, real weird looking tower. We had a bomb and the super.
Yeah, correct. You got all 5 of them. And kind of a fun fact on that, the Dart and the Tack back then were called Dart Tower and Tack Tower. The name wasn't monkey at that point either.
Okay. Yeah, every so often I'll like revisit that game just to see how far we've come, and I want them to make like a remastered version one day. I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah, even if they combined like the first 3 games, because they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
That would be cool if they kind of did a remastered Bloons throwback game.
They're actually pretty hard. I'll go back and I'm like, how did I ever play this as a kid? I still have trouble with it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like even back then there was a lot of strategy involved.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then I've got our final Bloons history question. So for your very first YouTube video, it was uploaded in 2017 and is a gameplay video of Bloons TD Battles 1. What is the title of that video?
Oh my gosh, you dug deep on this.
I dug for that one.
Okay. I want to say, so of course when I first started, like us all, I'm assuming I had no idea what to title anything. I just put whatever was on my head. I want to say it was probably something silly like Bloons, 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 or...
You're so close. It's Bloons, Bloons, and More Bloons. That was the title.
Oh, jeez, there we go. I'll buy one word.
Yeah, I clicked on that just to see what was going on with your earlier videos, and you're given like your background of like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna start uploading videos to YouTube, and it was kind of cool just to hear that and how you've evolved over the past 6 years since then.
Oh, I'm glad you see it like that. I look back at that old stuff and I just cringe. I'm like, oh my god, what was I thinking?
Yeah, I mean it's always a learning process, right?
Yeah,
we all have to start somewhere.
Exactly. Oh man, that's a flashback on that one. That's funny.
I was like, oh, we're doing Bloons history. Let's find like a personal history question. That'd be kind of cool. All right, well, that's going to conclude our 3 rounds of trivia today. I think you did really well overall. You got most of those correct. How do you feel?
I feel like I should know, like, by this point, playing Bloons, I think I have 4,000 hours in the game. I feel like I should know everything about it, and now I'm so far off from that. But I tried.
I mean, yeah, that's a good thing in some ways, though. There's always more to keep learning and keep playing and digging deeper in this game.
Exactly. There's always something. There's way too much to think about in this game. There's always something new.
And there's even like a kind of, I don't want to say pro player, but like really experienced player community as well that does these crazy things in the game that you wouldn't even think are possible.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have one on my, I guess you call it a team, and I wouldn't consider him number 1 of the game if I could. Knows everything about the game, so he's always telling me things and trying to make me better, but somehow I just have like a mental block.
Because yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'm just playing for fun. How seriously am I going to take this Bloons game?
That's what you think. And then you go try to fight the recent boss Bloon or something, and you get destroyed, and you're like, how is this defeating me like this? I'm like, I feel like I'm smarter than this Bloon.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks again for coming on. Do you have any shout outs, or where can people find more of you?
Definitely. I'm all over on YouTube and just putting out a ton of content on there, just long form videos of playing Bloons and popping Bloons, and I like to see it in the comments what people think I should do better or how they should beat it, and just a lot of Bloons, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah, anyone who wants to learn more about Bloons Tower Defense 6 or just Bloons in general, definitely check out DABLOON, one of my favorite content creators.
Well, thank you.
Awesome, and thanks again to everyone for listening to this episode. You know where to find us, anchor.fm/triviacast, and we're also on all major podcasting platforms as well as YouTube. So thanks again for listening, and we will see you all next week.